we got our AC installed. We also went ahead and restored our complete dash panel in our 1966 Chevelle. We installed our fuel tank, which is very important. You got to have a fuel tank that has an electric pump inside the tank itself, and of course it has to be the proper pressure, this, that, and the other for the motor that we're using. I went ahead and welded the firewall up. If you look back here, you can see all the holes have been welded up. We went ahead and repainted the firewall. Came out really nice. The owner did not want to get real fancy with it and make a trailer queen out of it. He just wants a driving car. I don't even know if he's going to do the bodywork to this thing. He might leave it a rat rod, I don't know. But right now, the only thing he wants to do is get it running. I specifically told him, I said, are you sure you don't want to flatten the firewall out, clean it all up, and do all that? He said no, he did not want to do that. And I kind of agree with him in the matter that by the time you get the motor in it, all the accessories such as the brake booster, the master cylinder, and everything else that goes on the firewall to make everything work, you're not even going to see the firewall, so why waste your fucking money? Let's make a driver out of it instead of a fucking garage king / trailer queen car that we're never going to drive.
Welcome to D.I.Y. Automotive School with my friend Pete and Minnie, the body shop girl. It's everything you need to know about cars and more.
We got our LS2 motor sitting right over here. Let's take a look at that and see what we got. So here's our LS2 drivetrain that we're looking at right here. It's a 6-speed transmission LS2 fuel injection motor out of a, I believe, 2013 pickup truck, Chevy or General Motors. Now, it has most of the accessories that we need, but it doesn't have all of them. Of course, it comes with the computer, and when the owner of this motor got the motor, he did not get the fly-by-wire fuel throttle pedal and computer brain that runs that, so we're going to have to get that. And this motor is not ready to install. We have to strip this motor down completely, take all the wire harness off, because we're not going to use the factory wire harness. That will go in the trash. We want to make sure that we keep all the sensors. We don't want to throw any of those away. And we're also going to go ahead and keep the stock intake manifold here instead of converting it over to a Corvette. Now, a lot of people that install these motors, they convert the motors over to Corvette intake manifolds, and that really requires a lot more money and time because you got to change all your coil packs out, all of your coil pack brackets out, the fuel rail's got to be changed out, the intake manifold's got to be changed out, you got a different throttle body that goes on it, the whole 9 yards. So to save money and to actually get good performance, you might as well fucking keep what you got instead of blow your money on something you don't need. Now, there's several other items that you need to install this motor into the car. We're not talking motor, transmission as well. And there's also modifications that need to be done to the floor for the transmission itself to fit into the vehicle. But before we get way ahead of ourselves, let's look at the parts that we need to take this motor over here. You can't see it right now, it's over in the corner here. What accessories we need to go ahead and install that motor and transmission into the car behind me, which is a 66 Chevelle. Before we go any further, I want to let you know that I do not like to advertise for anybody. But I I do like to do product, reviews. And I have never used this company's product, but they claim to be the leaders in our LS2 drivetrain installation situation. So I studied and I researched to find out what's the best way that I can put this motor in, the easiest, simplest way without wasting money and time, without fabricating parts that I don't need, cross members, motor mounts, and all this other shit. And I came up with this company right here, which is called Muscle Rods. Now once again, I don't advertise for fucking people because they're not giving me nothing for free. And I'm sure they don't give a fuck about me or me showing you this product. The only thing they care about is me doing a review on their shit and hoping it's going to come out good. And you are going to go to them and buy the shit from them. So let me ask you a question. Is it fair to my friend Pete to do reviews on these companies, throw their name out there all through the internet for free? Do you see what I'm trying to tell you? It doesn't fucking make sense. But I want to show you, the viewer, the right way to do things. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you where I got these parts and explain to you if they're the best people or if they're not. Because I want to make sure that you don't fuck up at home and you do a good job on what you're trying to do, because you're spending a lot of fucking money. You want something that you have created in your head in reality, and my friend Pete understands that. So we're going to go ahead and throughout the video here, we're going to go ahead and tell you where I got the parts, what parts I'm using to do all this, to make it easy on you, the guy that wants the LS2 in his 1966 Chevelle. Now, I was telling you about this company, Muscle Rods. I think that's what the name is. Muscle Rods, yeah. Okay, and they are located in, I don't know where, you'll have to look them up on the internet. Just put in Muscle Rods LS2 fucking motor shit. They don't just specialize in Chevelles, they specialize in all classic cars, or they could possibly make what you need if they don't have it. So, like I said, I studied and researched, and I found that these guys have a very, very good, knowledgeable situation going with what's supposed to go with what, and what fits where, and this, that, and the other. Now, to install that motor, can we see the motor? Let me push the motor back here. We can't even see the fucking motor. Alright, now we can see the fucking motor. As I was saying, to install that motor into this car is going to take a bit more money and a bit more brains than just taking the motor, slapping it in there, and being done with it. And the parts that you're going to have to buy are the parts that I'm going to show you, whether you buy them from this company here or some other company or modify your own stuff. It's got to be done. The first thing you got to do to install this motor into the 66 Chevelle, and I believe 67 is the same, is we got the cross member. Now this cross member right here is different than the 68. And I believe it has to do with the control arm situation, that everything is tucked in a little tighter. And the cross member sits at a different angle. And then you got your tie rods right here, which when they turn, it goes in and out on both sides. So we have to be able to clear all of our steering mechanism and make sure that the oil pan is not going to hit the cross member when we slide it in there. We don't want to have to modify our cross member, cut it and chop and all that. Now I've installed several of these fucking things in different vehicles. If I remember correctly, I believe I did a pickup truck that was a 1962 Chevy truck. I believe it was a 62. And we had to go in there, notch the frame out, cut it all out, box it all in, and I'm talking about the cross member, and then we'd be able to slide the motor in and fit it in there. I did a 65 Chevy truck, and I had to make my own motor mounts for the truck and the motor to compensate everything and you know, get down the road so it all fucking work. But nowadays, you don't have to do that, because there's companies like this that actually make all the parts you need for a plug-and-play situation. Now inside this box, I'm going to pull the parts out, is everything that you need to install an oil pan that will fit on this motor and work, where it'll slide in. It'll clear all of our steering. When the steering wheel turn this way, this tie rod end here isn't going to hit the oil pan, and then when it comes back around here, it's, you know, the same deal. So yeah, there you go. So in the kit, when you buy this from Muscle Rods, you're going to get a pickup tube, you're going to get the deflector plate, and I'm going to go ahead and take all this off. When I get it out here, we'll get this box off. You're also going to get a dipstick tube and dipstick. You're going to get all of the hardware necessary to install it. And then you're going to get a brand new oil pan for the application that you need to use. Now, this oil pan, I want to show this to you, is very, very thin. You can see that, all right? It also has the sump in the back over here that has to suck the oil up to the front to pick the oil up to go into the motor. So everything that you're looking at right here, everything that you see is exactly what you need to make sure that everything is cleared once we put the motor into our 66 Chevelle, to clear all of our cross member action, our steering controllers, everything that is possible, so we don't have to modify anything in this area, but slide the motor in and be done with it. This little kit here that you're looking at, oil pan installation kit from the company that I mentioned, is approximately $500. That's a $500 bill right there, and that would be with shipping. And is it gonna work, my friend Pete? Is it gonna cut the fucking mustard? I sure fucking hope so. Because if it doesn't, I'm gonna be one pissed off motherfucker. Alright, before we go any further, I want to let you know that I screwed up on the price over there from that Muscle Rods place. The real price was on the oil pans around $250. What I'm getting ready to show you now is around $500. So another item that we got from this Muscle Rod LS2 professional situation is we went ahead and we got our motor mount set up. Now, I really like this. I'm not going to be bullshitting you here. This is actually a very, very nice setup that's going on, and I really like the layout of what comes in the kit. Let me get it all laid down here, and then we'll go over it. And then, of course, we can't forget our cross member as well. So, this is everything that comes with our motor transmission installation kit. I'll set one of those right there, and then we'll put it like that so you can get a good angle at it. And yeah, that's it right here. So what comes with our LS2 motor transmission installation kit from this company called Muscle Rods is we get the neoprene transmission mount, and I believe that they make that themselves. And then you got the cross member frame mount for our motors, and then we got the motor adapter plate, which is actually you bolt this onto the engine and everything lines up just like you can see right here. Bring it back, and very nice little setup there. Comes with all of our nuts and bolts that we need that are required to install the motor transmission into the car, and then it comes with a customized cross member specifically designed for the LS2 6-speed transmission setup that we have right there. So this little kit right here from the Muscle Rods guys, this is approximately 480 bucks. Now this is including shipping, so that's what you're gonna get, and don't quote me on that. I actually got to go look at the receipts because I really don't remember. I'm just guessing from when we ordered them, because we ordered these approximately 3 months ago, and they've been sitting in a box because we've been doing a lot of other stuff to the car besides putting the motor in. So this is around 450, 480 bucks, and then of course the oil pan is around 250, 275. Now that's just from this company right here, and hopefully this is going to save us a lot of time and a lot of anguish using their kit to install the motor instead of making our own and fabricating a cross member and all this other, you know, wham bam thank you man bullshit that we used to have to do when we put these motors in cars way back when. And then we get to this box here. Now this item here was purchased from another company that goes by the name of Street Performance. Now Street and Performance also sell specialty equipment for your LS2 to install the LS2. They sell adapter plates for the motor mounts, but you have to use the factory motor mounts instead of what we looked at muscle rod stuff. But the thing is this exhaust that's on this engine, this is designed for a pickup truck. Those will not work in the Chevelle. It'll hit the frame, it'll be in the way, this, that, and the other. So what we did is we went and purchased these headers from Street and Performance, right here, that are off a Camaro. This is a late model Camaro header that is going to be installed onto our LS2 engine that's going to give us the clearance that we need. And you can see the difference right here versus what we already have installed on the engine that we got from the junkyard. So these babies right here cost us around 180 bucks. They're used, they're reconditioned. It comes with our gaskets and everything that we need over at Street Performance. They're in Mena, Arkansas, real bunch of nice guys. And also to let you know that Muscle Rods also sells custom headers that you might be interested in. Of course, I don't have $1,000 to spend on this motor to put it in. And I believe, now this is just my theory as far as these type of engines go, I believe that with all the electronic shit that's on this, I believe that using this header right here versus a custom header, the engine is going to run better. And the reason I say that is because this is what the factory designed for that engine to run at the most highest efficiency possible to get the most accurate running, tuning vehicle that you can own. So I believe that using the factory headers is going to be more reliable. You're going to get a better gas mileage. You're going to get better performance than you would slapping some fucking $1,000 headers on there to say, look what I got. And then the final and last thing, now this is only if you are going to put air conditioning in your car. The air conditioning unit that comes on the motor itself will not work. The compressor pump that is installed from the factory, the little unit that we got down here, that will not work with any aftermarket situation that you have, or possibly your original air conditioning. So you're going to have to go ahead and buy an air compressor pump. I'm going to show you that. And then also you got to buy a special AC pulley kit. So if we look in this box right here, you can see that we got a special belt and we got a bracket system right here. I'm going to get all that out so you can see that. Can you see that? Yes, you can. And then of course here's an idler pulley. And then of course we have all of our nuts and bolts. Now, the company that makes this, and like I said, the only reason I'm telling you these names is because I want to make sure that you are doing it properly and getting all of the accurate parts you need to do this. Let me do all the research for you so you know exactly what's going on. This little kit right here is made by a company called Allen Grove Components. All right, the AC compressor mount kit is for a 142R system, and that's for the LS series motor that we have right here. And I'm going to go ahead and show this to you so you can give them a call if you are interested in doing this. That's who we got our parts from, and that's who you want to get a hold of right there. And like I said, once again, I am not into advertising, but you know, there's no sense being chintzy and cheap when I'm trying to help you out. Now the kit does come with everything needed. And we're talking nuts, bolts, and spacers. All right, it comes with all the specialty brackets, the belt, and the idler pulley itself. Hopefully that idler pulley will last a long, long time because I don't even know where we would get one of these. Guess we have to call Allen Fuck Off Grove for that. And then we actually have a special air compressor pump that will be used. Now this is made by Sandon. It's a R134A unit, and it's a model 4665. That's model number 4665 that you have to use to replace the compressor that you got on your motor now, which is located right here on the passenger side front lower. Now you could actually use this if you modified some lines that will fit onto the fittings located in that area. You could actually use that if you wanted to. I have done that in the past, but it is extremely and a big fucking job for the home body guy to go ahead and braze up lines and weld them up and fabricate them to fit and work. And then of course one more situation is with the air conditioning heating unit system that we got. It requires to have this type of pump versus that type of pump. So it was basically necessary for us to go ahead and buy this one along with the air conditioning kit. And yeah, that's it right there. So we basically covered everything that it's going to take to go ahead and install our motor into our car. There's one more thing I need to show you because we haven't covered anything. Maybe the body shop girl can get that box up there that says wire harness. Forgot all about our wire harness that it's going to take to hook it up to the car to make all the electronics work. And what we got here, this is once again another street performance component. This is a wire harness. This is our complete wire harness that will completely hook everything up from the fuse box, and every single fitting and plug-in that we need is located on this. Can you grab the camera, please? Okay, so we got Minnie the body shop girl on the camera now, and if you look, this is basically a plug-and-play situation. Very, very easy to read. That's going to be for our alternator. What does this one here say? This is our throttle body. Do you see what I'm saying? Mass airflow sensor, on and on and on. It comes with all the transmission. You see there, this is a transmission hookup for our 6-speed transmission for our computer to read. Here is our computer. You understand what I'm saying? Our plugs for our computer. So this little system right here, very nice, very tight. I like the way that Street Performance makes their parts. You can see that everything is shrink wrapped with wire shrink wrap, whereas if you could bring the camera here, if you get the, let's say, what is it, painless wire harness, because everybody thinks painless is the best thing in the world. The thing you have about painless is all their wires are going to be bare like this. And they're not just going to be bare, but they aren't even going to have wire ties on them. They're just going to be, all these wires will just be bare and loose, and it'll look like a giant spaghetti factory. That's why I like Street Performance, and I recommend that if you are going to do this right here, you need to get this right here. This little item that you're looking at right here, this little item is close to $1,000. All right, this is a $1,000 item, and then on top of that, you have to have your computer reprogrammed. That has to be reprogrammed to the size of tires and wheels that you are using and your rear end gear ratio. That's another $300 to $350 to have that done. So, what is the conclusion? I'm sorry, we forgot to show them the booklet that comes with our wire harness in case, you know, it's idiot proof. It shows everything and everything, you see? Okay, there you go. Now, what is the conclusion to putting the motor LS2 in our car? Minnie the body shop girl.
It is a very expensive task.
Very, very, very expensive. And I believe that Matt, the owner of this contraption that you see right here, not counting all of this stuff that I've already showed you, I believe he paid $4,500 for this setup. And he had to go all the way to West Texas to pick it up. Now, they claim that there's only 25 or 30,000 miles on this motor. This motor's been sitting in my shop for, what, a year?
At least.
All right. So all the fluids, of course, are going to have to be drained out. And there you go. So what's the conclusion on this? Minnie pretty much had it right. To do this job, you better have at least $8,000. It's a very, very expensive situation, but my friend Pete's here to show you that it is expensive, and that you, the guy at home with the money that wants to spend on doing this, can do it at home if you follow my lead. When we return, we're going to start stripping this motor down. We're going to get everything and start installing it into the vehicle. There's a couple tricks on our 66 Chevelle that we got to do. And one of them is right here. Bring that over here. If you look right here, see this hump? See how this is right here? Okay, see how it goes down and then it's like that? We have got to modify our transmission hub from the inside so our transmission on our LS2 will fit in there, because this sits lower and the transmission over there, where my finger's pointing, will hit the body of the floor of the car. So we'll be back when I get started on this, and hopefully you've already added up your numbers and you know what your P's and Q's are on the situation. And it's not going to be a cheap journey. The journey is long and very expensive, and that's why it's taken a year to do this, because the owner has been saving his money up to do it. It's going to pay off in the long run. It's just a long journey getting there. This is Pete, my friend Pete, your friend Pete, looking at the LS2 and looking at the 66 Chevelle, and hopefully going to have this bitch in there in the next day or two. What the fuck happened here? It looks like he already... Does that go in there? No. I took this fucker off to put the chain on. And I don't remember where the fuck I took it off at. We'll figure it out. Oh, I think I went right. No, it didn't go there. Oh, wherever it went. Alright, we'll see you later. Take it easy. My friend Pete, your friend Pete. Looking at the LS2 and thinking to myself, motherfucker, I wish I had this car. Because it's going to be a bad son of a bitch when it's done. Take it easy. Alright, turn it off.
Said I was Rambo's Baudelaire, and I like the way you comb your hair. Darling, something don't feel right. But I know I said about the lies. You make me wait like real fine wine. You live your life in hindsight. She said, oh no, you were my reverie. In the darkest hour I'm bound to see you light. Well, I bet my incantations and my idiosyncrasy. I dropped her off at the city bus station. I'm in need of sweet relief. Too much too soon, pop my balloon. In person, red in my bedroom. You're changing your last name. Well, I still keep your pain to lose. I'd rather ride in your road than live a day too late. Said, oh no.
Thanks for watching D.I.Y. Automotive School. Classes don't stop till you know everything.